G'day guys, welcome to Swagging with Ben. We've had better weather in the last week. It's still very boggy out here in the forest, but we want to go camping, so let's go.
This is gonna be hard.
Just jump in.
Oh, dude.
There you go.
I'm like that, I'm a real live wire. Just a nice cold beer and a bushcraft fire. Ain't that the truth? The hell ain't no liar. Need a ratchet strap and a piece of wire to regain all of my youth. And I'm gonna build a tree house on my new land with my crazy neighbor and a spread out hand to leave the world behind with all his big demands. All I need is one good leg to stand and you to hold my hand. And there's a time and a place for everything, so they say. Let it be right now on this day. Question what you're gonna do. This is my advice that I freely give to you. You gotta move from step one and head to step two. Well, this is the life, that's what they say. And some like to give and some like to take. And some save for tomorrow and some live for today. I can't think of any other cliche. Well, except what I got is what you need. Like a drunk needs a bottle and a hippie needs weed. I'm too proud to beg, I'm too big to bleed. I don't need no one to come down and rescue me.
You know what the door latches are like on this rig, Aiden? Me door swung open, the latches aren't real good on this rig. I don't know if that's a Patreon take or we use this for the actual video, but I actually got up first go. There's still something weird going on with the way it's running, but anyway, we'll take that as a win and we'll keep going. Oh, what's the bet that I've lost an indicator at the side again? One. Oh, we only lost one this time.
There's a time and a place for everything, so they say. Let it be right now on this day.
Well guys, we made it up the mountain. You might have heard that the Utes not running that good. It's really hit and miss. Like sometimes it's fine. Most of the time it's fine. And then it just runs like crap. It misses and sputters and anyway, some pretty dark clouds overhead at the moment. It's supposed to be a sunny day. We have a 5% chance of rain according to the Bureau of Meteorology. at least there's a bit of breeze up here, but the first thing we need to do is get some mosquito coils lit, because on our way up here, I was getting eaten alive. I've got some spray on, hasn't really helped. I've got to put some spray on Aiden, because he's currently getting mosquito doomed. Also, I was hitting a mosquito then. That's not child abuse. Anyway, yeah, so we made it up we nearly rolled it once, but I'll leave that as an outtake for the Patreon subscribers. I won't put it on this video because, I don't know, maybe it'll get me into some trouble. Anyway, we'll start getting mosquito coils set up and do some dinner prep, because that's going to take a while. So, we're getting a few drops of rain on us. 5%. Anyway, that's not surprising. It is the Bureau of Meteorology in question. How many drops of rain have you counted now, Aiden?
5.
5?
6.
Yeah, there's more landing on me. I swear it just started then, as soon as I lit this mosquito coil. The universe was just like, nah, you can't keep the mozzies away, we're going to put that coil out.
I'll go inside.
I'll put this one over here. Alrighty guys, well, we've got a few basics set up here. We got the mosquito coil going, and I've just set up the solar, which is working great with the battery. So a bit of backstory here. So what we're doing is, sorry, I'll start again for you. So here's the slow cooker. We're going to do a mango chicken tonight. Now that slow cooker, you might remember it from when Aiden and I went hiking at Carnarvon Gorge, if you've been watching the channel for a while, or if you've been watching the channel for even longer. One sec. It's been a long day. If you've been watching the channel for even longer, you might remember the slow cooker from the solar kayak, and that's the same solar panel over there that I'm using to charge the same 25 kilo battery from that adventure, the solar kayak adventure, and the inverter here. It's all the same gear. So in case you're wondering about that side of things, you can go back and watch that video. The battery was originally, that 25 kilo battery that we had on that inflatable kayak, that was originally in the Land Cruiser 80 series that was at the very start of this YouTube channel, which a lot of people don't even realize this channel started with a Land Cruiser and not a Battle Prius. But anyway, time to do the dinner segment, because we're slow cooking, so it's going to take a while. The first thing that I'm going to do is peel and cut up vegetables here. So I've got 1 carrot that I'm going to use, a handful of stringless beans. I just stabbed myself on a pointy knife. That's not funny, don't laugh at that. I've got 1 red capsicum, because they're not in season and $13 a kilo is horrendous. I've got 1 brown onion, and I've got half a dozen potatoes. I'm not sure how many I'm going to put in yet. I'm just going to see how we go for capacity. I've also got 425 grams of mango slices. I'm going to drain this into there shortly and cut these up a little bit more, although apparently they will kind of cease to be a solid in the slow cooker after a few hours. So I don't know if it's a waste of time cooking them. Slicing them before I cook them. So I guess we'll find out whether there's actual mango chunks in the final result. And we've got 400 mils of coconut cream. It's premium coconut cream. So that's how you know it's good. Not as good as the Premium Deluxe Ultra, but premium's still alright, you know. So we've got that one. We're going to put I think think it's a tablespoon of brown sugar in there. Thank you to Wifey for telling me that brown sugar and raw sugar are not the same thing, because otherwise this could have been ruined. So thank you. I've got some chicken stock there that I'm going to chuck in. It's chicken thigh that I'm using. I think that's in the esky still. I didn't bring the fridge because sometimes the fridge gets angry coming up the hill, the mountain here. So, because it gets off camber and it shakes all the, what is it, like the coolant stuff around, the refrigerant. That's the word I'm looking for. And yeah, so I've been up here before with the fridge and it didn't work how I wanted it to. A teaspoon of turmeric is what I'm going to cook the chicken thighs in, and a teaspoon of chili. It's all just going to end up in the same pot, so I'll just get started and you guys can watch. Oh, and a little bit of minced garlic. Can't go camping without baby wipes. It's basically an essential in my books. Clean my hands and I'll get stuck into it. And the food prep too, not just the drinking. Yes, I'm not peeling the carrot. I know that some people like to peel their carrot, but my grandfather, well, I guess we've all only got two grandfathers, so one of my grandfathers told me that it's good to leave the skin on vegetables, like pumpkin, which is pretty intense, and carrot and things, because apparently it prevents cancer. Although, unfortunately, he got cancer and passed away, so take that with a grain of salt, but I'll give it a shot anyway. If you have OCD about cross-contamination, you probably don't want to watch this cooking segment. That was probably the easiest capsicum I've ever had to cut the seeds out of, and in saying that, I've only probably cut up half a dozen capsicums in my life, but anyway, a win's a win, I'll take it. Yeah, I forgot a peeler. I always forget something, generally something different every time. That's alright, I can work around a peeler. Now I'm going to crack open the sliced mangoes, and I'm just going to drain this into the slow cooker, like so. And just for a bit of an experiment, I won't cut them. Actually, I'll just put them in as is. We'll see if they're still in solid form by the time they come out. Some people like to add the coconut milk like an hour before it finishes, but it doesn't curdle, or coconut milk or cream, whichever you use. It doesn't curdle, so I don't think it really matters when you add it in, so I'm going to add it in now. There we go. A tablespoon of minced garlic, or thereabouts. A tablespoon of brown sugar. A heaped one in this case. There we go. I'm just going to do a teaspoon of chili flakes here, because Aiden and I like a little bit of spice, so sprinkle that through. And I think last but not least here, I'm just going to cut open the chicken stock container with my pocket knife here. I'm going to put about maybe about half of that in there, because it looks like there's a fair bit of liquid in there. I'll show you guys in a second. As you can see, the mango chunks are pretty big, so I'm curious if it's true that they disintegrate after a while in the slow cooker. Now it's about 25 past 4. I'm going to plug this into the solar setup with the inverter. This here is a power meter, so it will let me see how much power we use, like how much power we draw in total for cooking this. So I normally use it on my Yabby tank at home to just check out how often the heater runs in these colder months for our Yabbies. So they probably don't need it, but I guess I was bored enough to install it and see how it goes. Anyway, that slow cooker is now running, and it's drawing 200 and I'll bring the camera around. Hold on. I've got some chicken thigh fillets here. I'm just going to quickly dice these up, and I'm going to cook them in this pan here on this gas stove. Hopefully wifey doesn't watch this and realize that I knocked off a pan that she likes, because well, she'll get angry, but you know the old saying, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission, so we're going to roll with that. And once I've got this chicken thigh diced up, I'm just going to add probably a tablespoon of turmeric to the pan. I'm going to cook it on medium high for about 5 minutes in some olive oil here, and then add it to the slow cooker with I forgot to add this earlier. It's a mango chicken pataks, I think it's pronounced. Is it pataks? This brand of, I don't know how it's pronounced, but pataks is fun to say, so we're going to roll with pataks. You guys should rewind that and take a shot every time I said pataks then. Alrighty guys, I'm going to stir this through, and we'll leave it for a while. Put the lid back on. I think that's everything I had to do to this. So now Aiden and I are going to just go and watch the sun go down, and might put the drone up and get the fire going, set up our swags, you know, just get a bit ready. So we'll go and hang out for a while, put some music on, and we'll see you when dinner's ready. This is still warming up, but when it does get to temperature with its thermostat, it'll go to pretty much 0 watts. It's still at full blast because it's still heating up. It's too hot to touch the side. But I'll put the tea towel on the lid as well, just to help keep a bit of heat in there. And maybe this bad boy, I don't really need him at this hour. Now my hat's going to smell good. And not many people can say that their akubra smells like mango chicken. So we'll see you guys soon, and we'll go from there.
I know what shackles are, I wear them every day. Working for the man and the bills I've got to pay. And there's a place that only I know of where I can hunker down, and I'd be gone. I'd be gone. Come with me to where the wildflowers grow and the trees smell like heaven, don't you know? And the song of the loons calling me, and I'll be gone. I'll be gone. That little voice inside your head that you know, telling you not to do what you've always done before. Well, that's the one I'm bending to, the one I follow now under this sun, under these clouds. Come with me to where the wildflowers grow and the trees smell like heaven, don't you know? And the song of the loons calling me, and I'll be gone. I'll be gone. That place right there where the river meets the road, right there, that's where I'll go. With the campfire burning and a cold beer in my hand, I'll be gone.
Hey guys, so you probably just heard that I just turned the car off. And the reason for that is, I'll just turn the slow cooker off. Oh, it doesn't have an off switch, it's only got low and high. I'll just unplug it. There we go. That used about 700 watt hours. Because I just learned that it runs flat out on the high setting. And I wouldn't have known that if I didn't have the power meter, so you live and you learn. And what that means is that unlike the low setting where it gets to a temperature and then it just turns off entirely with a thermostat and then heats up again once it drops below whatever temperature, that thing just runs flat out on the high setting. So my 160 watt solar panel, if it was still daytime, couldn't actually keep up with that power demand. On the low setting it could, but not on the high setting. So it's somewhat solar slow cooking in this segment. It's winter in Australia and we ran out of daylight pretty quickly. So we've got a few things working against us at the moment. Going back to the car thing and the slow cooker, the car was running it at the end because my battery went flat. Now, that's my big battery from my old Land Cruiser, which we did the solar kayaking in, which I mentioned earlier. And it went flat running the slow cooker flat out. I'm using the word flat too many times. And somehow, yeah, but the battery pack that we did on the hiking handled this on low. So I guess that goes to show the power requirements of a slow cooker on high versus low. Like you can hike with a battery on low, but a big Land Cruiser battery and solar on high until the sun goes down isn't enough. Anyway, we've got the kettle here with a bit of microwave rice, a microwave rice packet here, ready to go. So I'm going to serve up dinner. There's a bit of steam coming off this, so that's a good sign. The mango didn't actually break up. The mango stayed as one wedge. I don't know if that's showing up very well on the camera, but it's still there. It's still there. I guess the internet's not right about everything. Also, I spilled some of the curry somewhere. Now, the benefit to cooking the rice in the kettle is I can now use that hot water for some washing up after we've had dinner. Yeah, so if we mix the rice through... Oh, it's very hot. Ow. Apparently it's been sitting in boiling water. I was going to show you guys how it looked, but I've kind of hidden it in the rice. Hold on. I think I've got this. One sec. I'll bring it over. I'll bring the camera over on me. Oh no, there's cables everywhere. Hold on. There we go. Now you have some idea of how it looks. Yeah, also, yeah, so we ran out of light, and so I couldn't show you guys, like, us setting up the swags and stuff. Aiden and I are just going to share the double swag tonight, instead of getting out both swags. And yeah, we've got, like, a million mosquito coils going because before we started fumigating the campsite with the exhaust of the ute, there was heaps of mosquitoes, and I don't know if the fire helped much because the wood's a bit wet, so the fire's not burning as well as I would have liked. Pardon me. But anyway, I'll dig into dinner. What do you reckon, Aiden?
I'd give it.
Talk to the camera, not me.
I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I'd give it a 9 out of 10 because it's not as good as the actual masala hut.
It's not as good as masala hut, which is our favourite curry. But he's giving it a 9 out of 10, which is a pretty good score.
Probably the highest we'll ever get because masala hut has to be.
Yeah, so apparently 9 out of 10 is the best score I can get.
9 out of 9.
So I got 9 out of 9. There we go, guys. Thank you, Aiden. I'm glad you like it, matey. It's very hot. Anyway, guys, we're gonna eat our dinner, and we were just watching a little video on one of the phones, so I'll put that back on while we eat dinner.
And where will you go now? Will you go now? And where will you go now? Will you go now? Have you established the thin line? And have you entertained the point where you'll turn and look behind? And who's shaking your firm hold?
Alrighty, guys. Well, I've finished my bowl of curry, and I am now very full. Aiden's still working on his. The mango did actually, so maybe I didn't stir it through enough, or another hour might have done it, but the mango did actually change from being a solid to something less than a solid, not quite a liquid, but it was halfway there, yeah, half liquid. Now I'm just going to do the washing up now, guys, and then we're going to hit the swag, because it's pretty cold out here tonight. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. Pretty much nothing went according to plan. Like, we made it up the mountain. The car was kind of running. We're going to do breakfast in the morning, so maybe it's not a complete failure. I'll also show you, we've got a electric blanket in the in the swag, so we're going to be nice and warm in there. Because it's a double swag, we both fit in it fine, so Aiden's not too big yet. Alrighty, guys, well, we'll see you in the morning, and thanks for sticking with us so far. Patreon subscribers, you guys are legends, and I think there'll be some behind the scenes for you guys. Cheers.
Good morning, guys. Aiden and I just woke up. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Aiden's got the lid off our food container and he's trying to fan the fire to get it going. It's pretty cool this morning, as you can probably guess by all the fog that we've woken up in. So actually I can just hear water hitting the ground, and it's the dew falling off the gum tree in the breeze. So that's nice. Anyway, yeah, plenty of condensation around here. I'm glad. I expected this, and I packed away all the stuff that I was worried about. I was telling Aiden last night when we hit the swag and took our boots off to make sure his boots aren't laying down, because it makes it easier for spiders and things to climb into them. And he didn't believe me that spiders and insects climb into boots. But
They can come to anything, even the upright.
okay, well now he believes me. But I've just noticed before I put my boots on now that there's a spider web on my boots that obviously wasn't on my boots yesterday while I was wearing them. So I'll be cautious when I put those boots on. Rah! I don't know if there's a spider in there. Maybe I'll just crush it with my foot or something when I put it on. I just thought it was worth checking. Better to be safe than sorry. There was another spider web across the top here. Maybe it was just a prankster spider that doesn't actually want to live in my boot. Or maybe he's in the other boot. I don't know. You got the fire going. Good job.
Alrighty, guys, well, today's going to be one of those rare days on Swagging with Ben where we actually do cook breakfast. So Aiden and I are just going to have some nice and easy bacon and eggs just on some hamburger buns, and then we're going to get the campsite packed up, which is a fair bit of stuff. Got the swag still set up and the gazebo and whatnot. Everything's pretty damp around here, so that'll be fun, but that's all part of camping. And so we're going to have brekkie now, go back down the mountain, and we're going to drive back out to the main road a different way, because I think there's some pretty extreme erosion there that I want to see if we can get the ute through.
We might get stuck, but I'll give it a go, and we'll go from there.
There's another falls today. How does the mother let them play? A black line soars, ravens approach. The mother's wind is there to coach them along. Black on black, they all step back. The coyotes howl and bones to crack. And I am the string, I am the leaning, I am the bond that stretches believing, and I can break you down, I'll break you down, I'll break you down. Gray on gray, they then give way. Brown on brown, he lumbers down. You can tell that he owns his side of town. The coyotes and the wolves, they curl around. He's master to all and he's slave to none. He's here to eat his father's son. And I am the string, I am the leaning, I am the bonds that stretches believing, and I can break you down, I'll break you down, I'll break you down. And no one to cry, and no tears to follow. Look at the mouse, how he peers from the hollow, and I can break you down, I'll break you down, I'll break you down.
Alrighty guys, well that's it for this video. If you like this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing. Special thank you to Patreon supporters, you guys are legends. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers!